he had mentioned something that you had felt, and that you had expressed concerns with about his career. Like he expressed that he felt like he's always been the number two guy. He's that guy if you try to push somebody or you try to hold somebody, try to hold the business over until someone's ready. He's their go-to guy, and he's expressed concerns about that. He said even on the first time when he won the championship, which you know, please don't, throw fireballs at me, people out there, but you might, I don't know. I think Seth Rollins' first title run was his best title run. That's just in my firm opinion. I think his matches were phenomenal. I really bought into the character. I really hated the character, and he did his job. All his other title runs to me were just like, they're there.
Yeah.
But anyway, he said at that point when he won the title, he was just a placeholder until Roman could be ready. He said they were like, you're a step ahead of Roman, but Roman's going to be our guy, so you hold it till Roman's ready, which to me is the biggest insult in the world. It's like when a person gets hired because they have for a job and they have a degree, but the person they got hired over has to train them. So you have really no real qualifications for it, other than the fact that you have this bachelor's degree, and now the person who you got the job over has to train you. Crazy. That's what they did. He was better. He was ready, more entertaining. The crowd liked him more than Roman. Let me tell you something, Shake. When Seth Rollins cashed in that Money in the Bank, I was over the moon. I remember Zach and I just going, yes, 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 because we thought Roman was going to win. No one wanted that.
Yeah.
But so like fast forward now, when last time he won it, he said he won it because Roman caught leukemia.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just there to hold it over until Roman came back, which I do feel like that last title run wasn't his best run. Um, but yeah, and then he said going into the Cody feud, he kind of knew that I mean, we all knew he wasn't gonna win. He wasn't
Yeah.
gonna win. But then like to lose three straight, he says he doesn't feel like that made him look bad at all, but he still had frustration with it.
Yeah.
And he said, if anything, the third match gave him a little bit of credibility because I guess people were saying that he hurts people.
Yeah,
In the ring.
I saw that part of the interview. No,
Yeah.
I get it. I liked the point he made where he's like, I'm Savage and Roman is Hogan. He's like, I'm not necessarily worse. I'm just not as popular. I just wasn't the guy they picked to push.
As I always say, and I think this is easy for me to say, and you can figure out why. Just because you're the more over guy in crowds like doesn't mean you're actually like it's weird. To me, it's like doesn't actually mean you're more the other person's more favorable than you. It just so happens that you got a certain select. You have the key target range is what they're looking at, but everybody else likes the other guy. Like Roman's their guy. Roman was their guy for a while, but no, everybody and their mother likes Seth better for the most part. But the kids loved Roman. The girls loved Roman, and I always say, if the kids and the girls love you, then you're the guy. That's what it is. That you're gonna be the guy. If the kids and the girls love you, no matter if the key demographic of wrestling fans love you and want you, it don't matter. I Hulk Hogan, yeah, he was everybody loved Hulk Hogan, but everybody loves Macho. And Macho
Oh
Man was
yeah.
a better in ring worker.
Mm-hmm.
And just like come on, let's be real here. It's like there's just it's to me it's always been that way. And like I'm gonna say it, you're gonna probably disagree, but like John Cena and Batista. After a while, you know, a lot of adults liked Batista and John Cena. The kids and the girls loved John Cena,
Yeah,
and that's their guy they were pushing.
that's fair.
You know, I would go back to Seth because here's the thing: you made that comment about him being the best one. I mean, I really
Arguable.
think he should be. I think he should be. I think Seth is not operating at the highest level in the ring that he can. Like, let's talk about his day one match with Roman Reigns when he was like, he just decided to be the architect again. I think he needs to figure out how to mix these two characters: the architect who wants to go out there and show off and be flashy in the ring, and the whatever I don't know what his persona is right now, but when he wants to, like I don't want to call him lazy because he's not, but like he's putting on matches where it's like not his full capability of what he can do. I feel like he's like coasting. Like, hey, I can go out there and have a 4-star match with a fucking broomstick and get away with it. Like, I don't need to really push for a 5-star unless I really want to. Like, I'm just like,
I mean, that's the thing. Why do it all the time? And like, he works a lot. He's doing
yeah,
so many live shows. He's on TV every week, sometimes twice a week.
well, you got a point there.
You know what?
Yeah.
He's working really hard. And when it comes to pay-per-views, when it's time to put a chapter or end a story, he fucking delivers. Can we talk about 3 of the best matches this year were Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes? And like, don't get me wrong, Cody Rhodes was 50% of the equation because he was equally as amazing. But how many other superstars can you say have 3 5-star matches this year? And one where he had to take care of a man who had a torn pectoral muscle and was one of the most visually spectacular Hell in a Cell matches we've seen since the origination of it. When it used to be insane, like with the Mick Foley days and Triple H and Undertaker, when the Hell in the Cell was actually a good match to watch.
Yeah, not the title of a pay-per-view.
Literally. I mean, you can't. I see what you mean. Like every week, maybe on
No,
the
I'm not
weekly
even saying
shows,
every week.
he's not
I'm saying like,
but like, I
I'm
don't
saying
know.
like
I think he's the
Cody,
best, one of
he
the
stepped
best.
it up and was like, yeah, let me have a great match with Cody. Then he had a good match with Roman at day 1. But then it's like some of the other matches were like, oh, I'm just gonna
The
not,
match with
but
Riddle wasn't great, but
no, and like
we're getting a new chapter in that, a fight pit match that I think will be banger level at Extreme Rules. I really do.
yeah, you know what?
He choked Rey
Seth is,
Mysterio the fuck out to make a point on Monday.
yeah,
He
I think
he stomped him and then said, "Nah, I'm good," and choked him the fuck out.
Seth is good. There's no way around it. Seth is great. Seth is great. Seth is great,
Yes,
and we're lucky to have him.
100%. So
Yeah, you know. All right, so let's move into a topic. Unless you got something else to say about these Seth Rollins.
the Seth Rollins the second fiddle. What else did he talk about? He talked about.
Okay, that's what I was. Well, that's what I'm gonna move into. I just didn't know if you want to talk about him in the second fiddle anymore.
Oh no, I'm okay. Yeah, I think we got that.
Here's the thing that I had said for a while, and like I definitely get flack. I'm gonna definitely get flack for it. I stand alone on this island by myself. Um, Bray Wyatt.
Oh fuck.
The Fiend. He said it's very hard to work with. And I agree. I don't think that character, where we are in WWE right now, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. And it's just it's too hoaxy. Like Undertaker's a great character, and he moderated it, and he adapted it to work with the times. Where even the Undertaker character could fit in this time right now, but that Fiend character doesn't work. And I always said that it didn't work. Like people were like, oh, him and Roman Reigns. I was like, why do I want to see that? Like he's a slow moving monster. Like it's weird. Like he's not supposed to lose. It looks dumb if he loses, and then when he wins, it's just like it's like that to me. He's too powerful, so he should win every match, and you don't want that for storyline based. So it's just weird. The same thing with me and Alexa. Like when Alexa was like the whole would just go into that trance, and I'm like, how's anyone supposed to beat her? Like you should not be able to beat her. Right. So like that's my issue I had with the Fiend. I think Bray is really creative. I think he's amazing. I just watched his promo with Braun where he came back as Bray Wyatt after the Fiend, and he's like, "What's wrong, brother? You look like you've seen a ghost." And I was like, "Ooh, that's good shit. That's good shit." But so that's why I've also most people are like, "Oh, I can't wait for Bray to come back." And when I seen that promo that he cut, like I said for Braun, I got excited again. But I genuinely am not excited for him to come back because like unless he comes back as something more realistic, something where he's allowed to win and lose, then I think it makes sense if he loses, because if he comes back as some almighty powerful God character or devil character, like how's that supposed to work?
I think we're gonna see the Eater of Worlds come back as opposed to the Fiend.
I would much rather see that. I also would like to see a faction grow. Like I would love to see him and Dexter Lumis work, and I actually think it would. I would like to see Braun be part of that. I don't think Braun would necessarily wants to. I don't know. He may, but like, if you don't, here's the thing: you've made Braun look dominant. If you don't put him in a faction, like Braun will get the most out of his career if he goes into a faction right now. Because what are you gonna do with this gigantic man? You're not gonna have him beat. You're not gonna have him beat Roman.
No.
You've already seen this. You don't. He's not. Braun is not a champion that sells tickets.
Oh, fuck no. Listen, he's a champion that Seth Rollins is not interim champion in my opinion. Braun Strowman is a great interim champion in my opinion because he's big enough to be an interim guy, but long term nobody wants to fucking see that. Like it's only cool for so long, and like he was the fucking the Strowman Express, right? The fucking train runs out of gas at some point and we get sick of him. And that's what happens. And I think he'd be a nice interim. But I saw something, I don't remember who the quote was from, but it said it's going to take someone very, very special to beat Roman Reigns at this point because his reign has been built up so much. You can't just have anybody beat him. This has to be like the perfect person that has been built perfectly in the perfect moment that takes over the company because that's how big Roman is right now. You can't just give it to anybody.
Not to be biased, but you know it's not being biased because a lot of people have referred to this type of takeover. It needs to be a Batista takeover as he beat Triple H is what you need. You need a storyline where Batista he slowly comes up out of nowhere and just then he's the guy. Yeah. You know, Batista had the best coming of the guy because he took the mantle and he was the guy for that year until he got hurt. You know, and he did it so perfectly. He dethroned the Reign of Terror. Here's the thing. I don't think we got a guy. I don't. Roman. I don't think we got a guy. You know, Braun Breaker's cool, but to me he ain't that guy. Like, you know, I think here's the thing.
We do have a guy. He's just not healthy right now. I think you could very easily give the keys to Cody Rhodes after Roman Reigns. I think he has that kind of steam right now, especially if he has a good comeback, like the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Well, don't put that energy out in the world right now. I need to see The Rock and Roman at WrestleMania. All right.
You know, that's fair, but like the more I think about it is like Cody Rhodes is, I don't want to say almost definitely, but like it seems likely he's going to come back at the Royal Rumble and to not have him win.
I hope that. I really do hope that, but like what is the thing too? Roman's career is so big right now. His title run is so like it's almost like the point where it's like, you know, the person who beats this guy needs to go. It's going to go on a tear. It would make sense, like Brock Lesnar did when he beat the Undertaker.
Yeah,
and so it's like Cody's what 35. I mean, you really want to give the keys to him at 35?
He could easily hold it, work for a year, and then lose to whomever.
But then again, it's like, all right, so you gave it to a guy to hold for a year. You dethroned the near historic reign for a year.
I mean, what else are you gonna do? You gonna give it to someone else for another 2.5 years?
No, well, I get what you're saying, but then it's like I'm saying, like, yeah, the kid loses it, the kid loses it, then picks it back up, loses it, then picks it back up, but he's prolonged gonna be the guy for a while.
Yeah, I agree. I think the issue is Vince McMahon painted everybody into a corner with Roman Reigns.
I think
by unifying the titles, I think he fucked up a lot of storylines. Where the hell is he going to go with that? I genuinely want to know at this point.
We got 6 months to WrestleMania.
Fuck.
Here's a floating storyline going around that would make it. There's a floating story about who could possibly take the title off of Roman, and it's getting traction. It's getting traction and it's getting support. And it wouldn't be a legitimate contender who takes the title. Someone who, which I think would be kind of maybe the better way to go. No, I don't know. But someone who wasn't physically dominant but just was crafty enough to get the title off of him. Sami Zayn. People are really talking about Sami taking the title off him. I've heard it a lot.
If Sami Zayn takes the titles off of Roman Reigns, I might piss myself laughing.
Yes, exactly.
I might piss myself laughing.
It's getting a lot of traction.
Because the seeds were planted on Friday Night SmackDown. KO was like, you need a new shirt, bud. And like Sami got like a little twisted smile on his face.
I think they're going to team up.
And take down the Usos.
I really hope so because, like I said last week, I don't want them to overthrow the New Day's reign or the what was the other tag team name? The Demolition.
Yeah.
Both those tag teams were unified champions their entire reign, not the the back end of their title reign like the Usos. Like the Usos were
right.
Like I want like those two teams when they held the championships, there were no other tag team titles floating around, and they deserve to be where they're at. I think Usos deserve to be 3. To be honest with you, I really do think they deserve to be 3, which they are 3 already. So I think they deserve to stay there. See what comes of it. Let's see what comes of it. Another thing that brought up that I was a little confused on. He had said I couldn't tell if he was talking about Jon Moxley and Renee or Jon Moxley and Roman, but he had alluded to that he, as far as he knows, they're still great. They had always had a better relationship than he had with either one of them.
So when he was saying that, he said he was never like super close with Mox. Mox and Roman were closer, but he's very close with Renee, so they talk all the time. But he only really talks to Mox when like it's face to face.
When he sees him. I heard that part, and then I was like, And then he said, but I think he was talking about Roman when he said, John and Roman had a better relationship than he had with Roman than he had with him, and I was like, okay, so yeah.
As far as being friends, he said,
and that's gotta kind of feel weird being like the third guy out. Like he's got I feel bad for him. He's got a lot of things. Like he's the number 2 guy. It feels like he's always that go-to guy, but never be the guy. He's the third wheel out of their friend. Like we're all close, but he's like, I realize that they're better friends than I am with them. Like they both like each other more than they like me. Like that's kind of sucks.
Well, I mean, you think about it. Like after a while, like Triple H did pick Seth Rollins over the both of them. Like he destroyed the Shield.
Yeah, but I mean, like we do realize that's that storyline.
No, I know, but like at the moment it was pushed, and like those two were the ones that were left out in kind of limbo because Seth got the push then, and then those two were kind of like, oh well, what do we do now? And they were in limbo for a while.
And well, it was the right choice. Seth was.
I agree, but I'm saying that might have helped develop Roman and John's relationship a little further.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. At that time, my favorite in the Shield went as order: Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. Now I just love them both, all 3 of them. I really do. I think they're all phenomenal.
I think someone put it best. I saw a tweet. It's like forever and always tribal chief over the big dog.
Well, yeah,
it's just how it is.
I mean,
nobody really cared about Roman until he was the tribal. I don't want to say nobody cared, but like. He was never as popular until he turned heel and started doing the whole tribal chief get. Now everybody loves him.
Now everybody loves him unanimously.
I fucking love him. But I'm not really done with this Bray Wyatt point. Like,
let's go on it.
He said, Seth also said, he's difficult to work with, but he said, would I like another chance to run it back and try again? With Wyndham Rotunda, yes, I would. I think maybe he's hinting at his return is more than likely, and he does want to get another chance at that under new leadership, because I think if it's done differently and better. Seth said it himself. He's like, me and Bray both knew this story continuing with the Fiend and how it was not the best way to go, but somebody, aka Vince McMahon, kept pushing it down everybody's throat, and it ruined it.
I wonder if Bray even wanted to do the Fiend.
That's a very, very fair point, and I agree with that also. I think he was pushed into a character like that by Vince, and he did the best he could with it.
Well, you know what it was, and he had to rebuttal after Vince squashed Bray Wyatt. Yo, I remember going to WrestleMania 30, driving down the road, listening to the radio, and people going, I never used to watch wrestling like this, but now I tune in every week just to hear what this dude Bray Wyatt's gonna say. This guy talks about eating the world, and then he's like a god. Like, this dude's crazy. I can't get enough of him. People who were like, radio shows were talking about Bray Wyatt. I'm talking about like local, like whatever, Elvis Duran in the morning. People like the Fly 92.5, and then like even the Breakfast Club on 91.1, like whatever, like they were all talking about this dude, and they were like, I got to get enough of him. And then it was like, and this, I think this was awesome. People really just had enough of John. When John won at WrestleMania, and you're just like,
God damn it!
Damn it! John, and you know what? What about that? It wasn't even. That wasn't the final straw. That wasn't. Let's be real. The final straw is when John beat him 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, you just killed such an amazing character. Like, this dude's talking about eating worlds and being the, end all be all, and then you have him lose twice to Super Soldier over there. Like, it's like,
And without a title involved, right? Because, like, if there was no title involved, Bray Wyatt hands down should have won that. And I think John Cena at that point in his career may have been okay with that. But I think it was Vince McMahon thinking, like, oh, people love seeing Cena win. Cena wins.
it's like, I don't, it's like, yeah, I don't know, Vince, but like, you messed up. You done fucked up. You done fucked up, Vince. Like, Bray was such a good character, like that whole thing. But hey, things happen for a reason, and it's led us to where we are right now. And I would love to see whatever this white rabbit thing is. Like, I'd love to see, like I said, a faction: Bray, Braun, and Bray, Braun. I'm sure throw Alexa back in there.
I think Loomis needs to be included in that.
Who did I say? Oh, I thought Braun. I said Loomis. I'm sorry, I thought I said Loomis. Bray, Braun, Loomis.
Yeah.
And sure, throw Alexa in there.
Make her. You could instead of Alexa, you could throw Alexa in there, but Scarlett and Karrion Kross make a lot of sense too.
I thought about that, and I actually seen a poster with all of them together. Alexa and Scarlett and Karrion Kross. I've seen Karrion Kross and Scarlett's whole entrance. I think they're better off as just being a duo. I think actually putting them in a faction would kind of rob from them.
I don't know. It depends on how the faction is operated. If it's done like the Judgment Day where they're always together, yes. But if it's like a Bray Wyatt, I'm a cult leader, and like we have meetings and then they go off and do their own crazy shit, like almost like a League of Villains kind of deal. But like you know what I mean? Like he's the mastermind that has the plan.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm open to seeing it. I'm definitely open to see it because it's just I don't know where he goes after. Well, it's clear he wants to go for the title after Drew. Which, by the way, I'm gonna have a note for Drew because, to be honest with you, I think Drew McIntyre. I just don't care about Drew McIntyre. Like, that was the only reason I cared about Drew McIntyre going into Clash of the Castles because I was hoping he would dethrone Roman's 2-year reign, and I just want to see new matchups for the title. That's it. I just want to see new matchups, but I really don't care about Drew McIntyre. I don't. Like, we're supposed to get Drew McIntyre and Gunther at WrestleMania, and I'm excited, but not that excited because like Drew is not as good as Sheamus. So it's just like he's just not. He's not as good as Sheamus in the ring. Um, the only thing that will save this is like they have a huge chop fest because you know me, I love hard hitting matches, but I'll go for it.
I think it's a different dynamic, and I don't think it'll be as good as Gunther and Sheamus. I think the story will be better, and I think they'll paint a better picture. I don't know why. For some reason, I just feel like that's how that would go. But like, especially if you put the IC title in the mix and make it like an interesting match at Mania, I'd get excited about it. Like, but I do agree. Like, I think that was another instance where like Drew lost in that match. I saw this tweet after Clash at the Castle, and it's like it was a picture of someone taking a shower with all their clothes on, and it says what you think depression looks like, and like versus what it actually looks like, and it's like Drew hanging over the ropes with the mic after the match. I'm like, God fucking damn it. They shot that man in the chest and said, "We don't care anymore. We're done with you. Sorry." Drew is now a mid-card pony. Show pony. That's what he is.
Yeah. I think he will bring actually like Drew McIntyre versus Gunther at WrestleMania for the IC title will put much needed respect.
I agree.
The most that titles had in a year.
Mm-hmm.
The only bigger mid card match you could have is like we said is if you have Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley fighting for the United States title. Whoa! Hold on, ring it in. U.S. title would have never reached those heights in history, and Bobby will never reach those heights again. If you see a Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley fighting for the United States title. Book it because it's gonna bring the respect that title needs, and it will never be as high as it needs to bring the respect to the title.
So I love Seth Rollins, right? And but you mentioned it, and I love him. I'm wearing his T-shirt. I sing the song, the whole thing. I'm all in on Seth Rollins. But God fucking damn it, yes. But God, to be a throuple with him and Becky, like, yeah, I'm all in. All in on that. But fucking God damn it. Again, Bobby Lashley was a side note for Riddle and Rollins. Again. Two times in a row. The last 2 times Bobby Lashley has defended his title, it has been a footnote to another storyline.
Well, what I do like Bobby's doing, like, Bobby pressed Riddle.
Yeah, tell him to fuck off. I get it. I like that too. But I wish he was getting matches that Gunther was getting, is what I'm saying.
Yes, I do too. And it felt like that at first.
It did. And then it really did feel like former WWE champion Seth Rollins, former WWE champion Bobby Lashley are going to have a legitimate feud for the United States Championship. I would have been okay if it went through and Bobby won again. Seth, probably not. I get it. But, like, fuck.
My problem is, too, like, that footnote is hurting his credibility because twice we've heard the Miz was about to win, but he was stopped. Mm-hmm. Seth was about to win. That's the ball.
Yes.
I didn't see where Seth was about to win. I didn't see, like, another thing about it is, like, he had Bobby reeling because he kicked, He kicked him in the nuts, right?
Well, yeah, and then he countered his spear with a pedigree.
Yeah, which was dope. We'd seen it before, but I actually thought that one was better than the one he did to Roman.
I did,
but it's like it was just in the match. Like that's it. It happens. Like hey, he also kicked out of that pedigree. So like it was like he came in like don't sit there and make it seem like Bobby needed that to win because you're taking some credibility off that man. Like he needed those interferences to win, and I don't think. Goddamn Bobby Lashley, he didn't need it. Look at the size of that man. Like he's him and here's the problem. We're actually running into a Roman Reigns and shit with Gunther and Bobby Lashley to the point where you're just like, I don't. I'm almost thinking in my head. I think we need another mid-card title because we need to do something with these other guys who clearly are not going to be able to beat Gunther and Bobby Lashley. Like,
that's the thing, and like I'm going to be honest with you. It's not something that could happen, and I don't think he would beat Gunther. But you could pitch me on building Max Dupree, who officially left Maximum Male Models,
Yeah,
LA
he's gonna be
Knight
LA
versus
Knight.
Bobby Lashley. Like, I could see LA Knight beating Bobby Lashley for the U.S. title after a while.
You know who I would prefer to see win it if he does somehow craftedly. This is the only way I want to see Bobby loses is Brock Lesnar costing Bobby the U.S. title to Tommaso Ciampa. Which where is he? What's going on?
Yeah, I was wondering that
He
too.
suffered. He has suffered the most to this Dexter Loomis thing. I think we need to get Tommaso Ciampa out from underneath the Miz.
Yes.
He was doing great work. I'm not worried as much as I would be if Vince was still in charge because I know Triple H loves Tommaso Ciampa. To be honest with you, Tommaso Ciampa's probably with his family somewhere, like just spending some time with his family, and then he's going to come back. But I love Tommaso Ciampa, and I think Tommaso Ciampa would bring. I would respect him beating Bobby Lashley to because Bobby got distracted. I think would be the way to do it, and then let Tommaso Ciampa carry that title with pride. Because believe me not, he would. He would carry with pride. Just the way when he holds the title, I always like how he holds it
He
like
hugs
that.
it, yeah,
like,
yeah.
And like it's like he would bring so much respect to that title that is needed. So like I'm a huge Tommaso Ciampa fan. If you could.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Ciampa win the title either, because then honestly, another person, even if no, you wouldn't have Ciampa lose for the title again, but another person I think would be interesting to see against Bobby Lashley would be Braun Breaker, who you brought up earlier. If they called him up, that would be cool. I'd like to see Bobby Lashley and Braun Breaker. That'd be sick.
Oh, yeah, that's a good. I could see Braun Breaker taking the title from Bobby Lashley.
I could too. I could see
And
him
then
taking it from Gunther as well.
And it's funny, which is funny, just because the way the triangle goes. I could see, I could see Braun Breaker beating Bobby Lashley, but then I could see Tommaso Ciampa beating Braun Breaker for a title.
I
couldn't see
that as well.
I think it's just this. I think it's because he's in that middle size where he's not he's big enough to beat Bobby, but he's also not big enough where he can't that he can't lose to Tommaso Ciampa.
I agree. I think it's very, very interesting. And I think we got a little bit through that Seth Rollins. I don't think there's anything else I really wanted to touch on with that.
What else did we talk about? We talked about the Fiend part. We talked about him being second fiddle. We talked about his relationship with Roman and Mox. Talked about Seth Rollins and Kenny Omega, which is we're officially putting that out there because that is a match, and they're both such great workers that actually would just be a very entertaining segments.
Yeah.
So we have officially put that out in the world if we ever get a Forbidden Door.
I feel like that would be on the level of Angle versus Michaels.
Yeah. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Oh, man, and you know what we would need? You know what I want to see is I want to see DX interact with the Acclaimed.
That would be hilarious. So, you know what just popped up on my For You page on TikTok? You mentioned DX. Was the unedited version of DX's State of the Union address.
Oh, it's not edited? It doesn't bleep it out?
Yeah, all the stuff they say, it is fucking hilarious. But no, that would be awesome. And yeah, it seems like I think if AEW wants to legitimize and stay around, I think we need to eventually get a Forbidden Door between AEW and WWE. Make it less competition and more like make it a more friendly competition as opposed to like one trying to be like, I don't know. I feel like
it's not on there. It's not them that's not doing it. It's WWE that won't. Like they've been open to it. You know for a fact it was never them. Like if WWE said, "Hey, we want to do a Forbidden Door," they'd like there would be some hard discussions because obviously WWE would want to win every match, but it would be more of it would be they would definitely be like, "Yeah, let's talk about it." I think what we would get for the first time around, we wouldn't necessarily get the matches we wanted to see. We wouldn't see a direct AEW head on with WWE. We would see the Shield teaming up together to face, you know, you know, two AEW guys and one WWE guy. Like, it's just like it would be like where it's like, it's not detrimenting to indie brand for when somebody wins because it's not a direct brand versus brand match. It's a mixture brand versus brand. Like, but it would almost be an injustice to us to not get a direct brand versus brand because, like we said, Kenny Omega, Seth Rollins blows the roof off the damn place. Finn Balor versus
Darby Allin.
Oh my god, yeah, Finn Balor, Darby Allin with Sting in his corner and the Judgment Day in Finn's corner, like just the
Britt Baker versus Becky Lynch.
Oh, what's and Jake Conti, whoever that mid card women's champion versus Bianca Belair.
Yeah, that would be sick.
It's like just.
I mean, let's circle it right around to we want to talk about events that are not happening. To get to what's happening next Saturday, because we probably won't be able to have a show before Extreme Rules.
No,
I can't hear you.
I said no, we won't be able to. So what's interesting is that we're going to get Gunther versus Sheamus a day before.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. Something makes me believe that match won't really go through all the way, which I'd be happy if it doesn't. I don't want us, like I said, I think that's so special that it should be preserved. But I was thinking the other day, I was walking around and I was like, you know what though? Batista and the Undertaker went 3 straight, and those were slugfests. Those were slugfests. Like I like them, and who else? We've seen it done before where they've gone 3 straight and it didn't ruin it. So I'm trying to think who else did we see do that?
Cody and Seth.
Cody and Seth, yeah. We've seen and I thought we've seen Sean and John have an hour-long classic on Monday Night Raw. So
Yep.
I legitimately also don't want to see it because I get scared that one of them are going to concuss the other.
Yeah, I mean those two clearly are comfortable working very closely with one another because they don't hold shit back.
No, they don't mind working stiff and I'm like, geez Louise, don't concuss one of them, don't hurt, Jesus, don't kill the other one.
Wrecked him, damn near killed the man.
Yeah, but yeah, let's roll into we'll talk. So right now we're gonna move into a segment where we're gonna discuss our predictions for Extreme Rules.
Which is actually extreme this year. Because we're going back to the city of Extreme. Philly, baby.
Home to WrestleMania 40.
I think that's going to be a banger. But yes, Extreme Rules. This on next Saturday. Very pressing.
Yeah. What you had been mentioning, Shake, how nice this card is shaping up.
Yeah. I think it's going to be potentially on paper, I think it'll be the best Extreme Rules pay-per-view since it became a standalone thing.
Yeah.
Because there hasn't been many Extreme Rules that were. There's a couple. I remember that one. Was it Cena and Big Show had a insane match at Extreme Rules? I think, but for the most part, I don't think they're really anything crazy. Usually, this match. What is it, 6, maybe 7 matches, all with stipulations that are extreme. We have a strap match, we have a fight pit, we have an Extreme Rules match. Teddy, we get a standalone one-on-one ladder match for the Raw Women's Championship. I think that is going to be an absolute banger between Bayley and Bianca.
I'm actually very excited for that. So I'm just going to read through what we have for the pay-per-view. SmackDown Women's Champion Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey in an
Yeah.
Extreme Rules match. Royal Women's Champion Bianca Belair versus Bayley in a ladder match. Seth Rollins versus Riddle in a fight pit match. Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a strap match. Edge versus Finn Balor for the first time in an I Quit match. Um, and it looks like, oh, well, this is old. We also have the Brawling Brutes
Yeah.
versus Imperium in an Extreme Rules match.
Good old fashioned Donnybrook match.
Oh yeah, Donnybrook match, which I don't even know what we've seen that. I believe Sheamus and him have had a Donnybrook match, right?
Yes, and it's basically just an anything goes fight.
And a no holds barred, no holds barred street fight. Shake. The card looks awesome. The card looks awesome. I mean, for what I don't see a bathroom break on the card.
No, literally. You'll have to like it'll have to be during those promos they give us for Peacock
Yeah.
Premium. You got to make
Exactly.
it quick. No time to shit during Extreme Rules, only piss.
Remember when I found out? I told you I was like, so it really sucks. We pay for the premium and still have to sit through the damn commercials. And they chopped up Harry Potter on Peacock. And ever since they switched Harry Potter over to Peacock. Sorry, it's random, I know, but they chopped it up and it's like they edited it to it looks like you could see clearly where they put the commercial breaks in through the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was like, that's weird. I hate it. Like you clearly see where they put in the. I hate Peacock. I really am not a fan. I like a lot of the stuff they have on there, but I don't like it. I don't like what they did to the app, to the WWE Network.
Yeah.
And I don't like you, Peacock. I don't like you. Oh, I gotta get my finger in the camera. And I don't like you. Sue me.
Don't sue us. We're broke. Okay.
What are you gonna sue me for? Saying I don't like you? Freedom of speech.
Defamation of character. I don't know.
I didn't say anything about them. I just said I didn't like them.
Fair enough. But no, I agree. Peacock, the UI sucks, and that's just there's no way around it. There's a lot of cool stuff on it, but the UI does suck.
Yeah.
But no, yeah,
So
this card will be an absolute banger. I think there's good match after good match. Liv Morgan actually seems to be like she's developing a mean streak. I thought for a second she wasn't going to beat the hell out of Lacey Evans, and I was going to be so upset. But I'm glad she beat the piss out of her with the kendo stick. It was great. And then she went after Ronda with a baseball bat. That was kind of dope. I think this Extreme Rules match won't be as lame as I thought. Oh, she also hit that spot on Lacey through the table. That was dope. Like she's willing. Every time I doubt Liv Morgan, she steps up to the challenge, and that's the kind of champion she's going to be. I'm very interested to see if she wins this match. I'm 50-50 on it. So you want to start here with predictions?
Yeah. I'm taking
Yeah.
Liv. I'm 50-50 too, but I think this for some reason I think the safe bet is actually Liv. I don't see how. Don't ask me how, but I feel into my heart that the safe bet is Liv. But I don't see how she could possibly beat her. She's getting tougher, but she's not. Yeah, she's got to the point where she's women's mid card champion. That's what she's at.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. That's it. She's not women's champion. Hey, whatever. I think she's gonna win. I think she's gonna win. Maybe somebody comes in and costs her the match, costs Ronda the match, but I do see Ronda winning soon. And, you know, this may be it. She may take it because, you know, the predictions are we're going to get Ronda and Becky at WrestleMania. So maybe Ronda comes in and wins it and holds it to Mania. I don't know. I'm going to take Liv. For some reason, I feel the safe bet is to take Liv. What do you think, Shake?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ronda. I feel like the runaround has gone on long enough. Unless they want to extend the storyline, I think this is the time where Liv loses. She's in a little over her head a little bit, getting
Yeah.
into an Extreme Rules match with the baddest woman on the planet. I think she might have bitten off more than she can chew. Ronda Rousey, I think, reclaims her SmackDown Women's Championship. I
It
think you
makes
want to talk about costing. Shayna Baszler could cost Liv.
it would make sense, and also, yeah, it would make a lot of sense because what do you do with Ronda after if she does lose?
Right.
Ronda's supposed to be like it seems like she just can't stay away.
No, I
She,
agree. It's weird.
yeah, it's like she's supposed to be gone, but she's back around. Like I don't know, is she actually that big of a draw? Like I don't know. I
I
definitely
think
don't
she
go on
has to
pay-per-view to
be.
see Ronda.
She's the most decorated female combat athlete of all time.
I guess you got a point. I'm just saying, like I don't like. I'm not like oh no. Like it's like
I agree. I think WW longtime WWE fans are kind of meh on Ronda. Like we're never not interested in what she's bringing, but it
true.
has to be done right. And like I think on this card, as far as caring about the match, I care about this the very very least.
Likewise. So let's move on. Bianca and Bailey ladder match. I'm calling it. Bailey wins.
I would fucking love to see Damage Control on a power trip. I think that
And
would be great.
here's my prediction: Bailey wins, holds it to Mania, and then Bianca wrestles her at Mania for the title. She's been doing it the last two Manias, so
Yeah, I mean, like it's.
she also said she wants to beat all four horsewomen at WrestleMania.
I think it's very possible, and I think this is a nice time where you don't run into an issue with Bianca because she's already been pinned. So now if Bailey beats her, you don't run into that issue, and then you can build Bianca again. I don't
Yeah.
think you ever win the Rumble again, but
No, because she didn't win it last year. Let's do something again. Like she went. Maybe she wins the Elimination Chamber again. No one really cares. Who wins? I think you have Becky win the Rumble. Well, here's the thing. There's two people. This is what happened. I say there's three people winning the Rumble this year. It's Becky, Ronda, or Bianca. One of those three are winning the Rumble this year.
what about Charlotte Flair?
He is,
She's
he
got to
is
be
a
coming
Joker
back
card.
soon.
She's a Joker card. She's a Joker card. I love the Queen. I bow to the Queen. I bend the knee to the Queen. I love the Queen.
I'm a Charlotte Flair fan as well. There's also unfinished business there because that WrestleMania win was not clean, but we never saw a retribution to that because Charlotte got hurt.
Where does Charlotte fall? Bailey. You do a Bailey and a Bailey and Bianca and a Ronda Becky match. Where does Charlotte fit on that card? She just has the big. She has to have a interpromotional match, like some type of crazy.
That or a legacy match, like she retires somebody.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, she has to have some big and like a big match with somebody. I can't imagine who that woman would be that is like up to the point where it's like, all right, this is a side match. But also,
Stratus.
oh, I was like, what are you? I was like, what are you doing over there? What are you trying to say?
Stratus.
Stratus, but Stratus is already retired. Yeah, she's in the Hall of Fame, isn't she?
I think she is in the Hall of Fame, but
Yeah.
I'm not even retiring. Last match, She was filming something with WWE recently, making me think that she does want to have one more run in one last WrestleMania match.
See, I wanted that match desperately to be with Sasha Banks, but we probably won't get that.
Don't know. It's
Ooh,
it's
ooh,
more up in
ooh.
the air than I think
I
it's
tell you
been in
what.
a few months.
Here's what I tell you. This is what you do. Sasha and Charlotte at WrestleMania grudge match. Bianca comes back. Charlotte's there to ruin her parade, and then Sasha finally gets her due over Charlotte at WrestleMania. Not a fan of it?
No, that's not hitting me. I really, yeah, Becky and Ronda does look like it's gonna happen, and I don't want to. You can't do that triple threat again. That can you can't you cannot do that triple threat again. You
I
can't.
could see. Well, here's what you could do. You could do triple threat: Bailey, Charlotte, Bianca.
Bailey, Charlotte, Bianca. I think what you could do if well then you're taking Becky away, and then what do you do with her? But okay, so you want to talk about Seth Rollins also mentioned that Becky gave Lita the best match of her career. You want to give a triple threat between Charlotte, Ronda, and Sasha, and then have Becky give Trish her last WrestleMania match.
No, you want to see Becky and Ronda.
You do, but I don't know.
Here's the thing. One,
I don't
I
care
thought
about
that
that. I guess.
I remember I had said I thought that match was good, but you had said you didn't think it was a good match, Becky and Lita.
I didn't like it, but I think Becky carried Lita and made it okay.
Yeah, I also thought that was a very disrespectful comment to come out of Seth Rollins' match to say that was Lita's best match ever. I was like, oh, that's very disrespectful.
But like, if you look at Lita's matches, they were moments. The matches weren't that spectacular.
I think she had good matches with Trish Stratus.
I'd have to watch them again.
So when I I would say I would say that was like Lita probably sat there and went like
the fuck
and
did
Trish
you
probably
just say that for?
well, yeah and Trish is probably like tell me old ass Lita right now who clearly looks like he had children came out here and
Bro,
wrestled.
all I
And,
can think of is that 50 Cent meme when he's like, and then I hear Floyd talking about fuck T.I., fuck 50, fuck the. What did he say fuck me for? Like that, I feel like that was Lita in that moment. Like, why the fuck did he just shit on me?
it's just to me it was like I don't think that was true, but we're not booking this show. We don't even know what the landscape's going to look like by then. So, but
And we're also predicting Extreme Rules, so yeah, I don't know.
that's what I was saying. Yeah, I don't know. We got carried away. Oh, I got carried away. I like to do that. I predict Bailey wins this match, and I think that's exactly why it's a ladder match. So she doesn't. She can win without Penny.
Because she already did that, and I think Damage Control will like Io and Dakota will be involved in this match, and like Alexa and Asuka have been coming to Bianca's defense, but like I'm sick and fucking tired of seeing that. So I hope I don't really see them. I'd like to see Damage Control cost Bianca, and then Bailey, uh, hits a rose plant on Bianca, and then is able to climb the fucking ladder.
Yeah. So who do you think? Who do you got winning?
I go Bailey as well.
Okay. All right.
Damage Control seems to have that momentum right now, and I think Bianca losing the title is oddly enough the best thing for her run right now. Because if she's able to come back and beat Bailey in Damage Control in a few months, which I think it would probably take 2 months for her to be able to do that, it would be huge for her going to WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I also think I had stated this last week or the week before. The tag titles never look better than when they're paired with the women's championship.
Agreed.
And so that storyline would just be a great storyline. I think Damage Control holding all the titles would be a great storyline for a while moving forward. I think they could hold it for a couple of months. I think I wouldn't mind seeing them hold titles going into WrestleMania. Yeah.
Yeah, like all three.
And you know what? Maybe we get damn, they're not at WrestleMania, but I'm just saying maybe we get a Charlotte Flair and the Queen and the Empress winning the tag titles from Damage Control at WrestleMania. They did that before. No, that's not their.
And that was a super weird tag team at the time.
Yeah.
Like they aren't that close, and you can tell that
Yeah.
like they were both just trying to make the best of it.
Yeah. You know what? As I said, that doesn't clear. We're not at WrestleMania. We'll stop talking about that. I think they'll win, and I actually would like to see that for a while. Next match we move into Riddle versus Seth Rollins. Call it. So Shake, you call it first.
Okay. Seth Rollins versus Matt Riddle fight pit match. I think this is where Seth Rollins puts his foot down, reestablishes dominance in the WWE. I don't think Riddle really has anything going right now besides this storyline. So I think if he loses, you can have him start fresh again and it doesn't matter. Whereas if Seth loses and then you do nothing with Riddle, which next to nothing is probably going to happen, it's like, well, what the fuck are you going to do with Seth?
Yeah.
Like, I think the seed is planted for Bobby and Riddle again because we saw that during COVID, and I thought that was a pretty decent little matchup. And Riddle's at a much higher level now, and I think like he could lose to Seth and then take a couple weeks, build up, win a few matches, and then take on Bobby. So Seth Rollins wins the fight pit match.
I agree. I think Seth wins. And then I don't know what we're gonna do with Riddle. I didn't really care that much for the Riddle Bobby match, but you know what? We disagree here. I'm not that big of a fan of Riddle. I never really have been. He doesn't I don't know. Riddle just doesn't do it for me. So I guess that's where I could see that.
I think he's entertaining. I don't know that he'll ever be a world champion.
Yeah, he's too much of a goofball for me.
Starting to turn the page on that, but yeah, before we get more off track, what's the next match?
I'm going with Seth. I can't see winning beating Seth. I just can't see it. Next match, Drew versus Karrion Kross strap match. Karrion Kross.
Yeah, I think Karrion Kross. It seems like Drew is going to take some time away because let's be honest, he's been grinding for 3 years? Like really, really working hard and doing a lot of difficult things for this company, including carrying the WWE title through the darkest times that the world has ever seen. And like people discredit that and I don't fucking get it. But
he had great matches during that period.
I agree. But I think this is his time to take some time off and put somebody over, and he clearly doesn't mind doing that.
He clearly doesn't mind.
And I think Karrion Kross needs a legitimate win. So yeah, I got Kross. I think he's gonna use the strap in a cross jacket and choke Drew the fuck out with the strap.
There for you. I'd say Kross too because I think Drew is the king of the mid card right now. Drew could lose.
He's a draw. He's the mid card draw.
Yeah, Drew is like Seth. He can lose 1,000 times and still be a threat no matter what you do. So it just doesn't matter.
Right.
So he's reached that point. Edge versus Finn Balor. Edge because Edge is like it actually annoys me that Edge has lost what? 1 time? 2 times since he's been back, and one wasn't even like a real loss. It was just a no contest. Like he literally didn't even give the win to Seth. He just was like, "Oh, we just had to carry him out. He was out cold." Like he stopped him to oblivion. They had to stop the match. Like couldn't even give the pin to him. And then this actually Edge's comeback has actually annoyed me. Like you're a 47-year-old man, and all you've done is win since you've come back. Obviously, there's no shot. It's at the point now where it's annoying. It's like it's almost like a lot of people are gonna disagree with me, and that's fine. I'm a little more critical of things, so that's just for me, But it's like with John Cena, you knew John Cena was never gonna utter the words "I quit." Like it was like anytime he got an "I quit" match, it was just stupid. You knew that was his thing. I never backed down. I never backed down. I never quit. Like you just knew. It was like, what was the point of putting him in the match? You knew he wasn't gonna quit. There's no in God's green earth that Seth utters the words "I quit." Now, someone did bring up an interesting point of a possibility of Edge winning, and that's him saying "I quit" because Dominic Mysterio was going to pull off Rey Mysterio's mask. And I was like, for some reason, I don't see that happening. Like Edge, I quit. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But he could. I don't know.
It's
I just
interesting.
don't. Yeah. But Edge, I don't see, like I said, matches, and he's had a ton of returns since he's come back. He's coming back, and he's barely lost.
I just don't see. I get it, but I just don't see how in the fuck with the Judgment Day, Edge is possibly gonna win. He doesn't have anybody. Well,
He has Ray.
he has Ray, and AJ is now involved because the Judgment Day attacked him last week. So maybe
It
Ray
doesn't
and
make
AJ
sense.
even the odds.
It doesn't make sense, but look at it. Remember, Roman only pinned Edge once. Their second match, it was an interference in the match. They didn't even let him pin Edge then.
What also, yeah, also wasn't Edge on top of Bryan? I'm pretty sure he didn't even get pinned at Mania. I'm pretty sure Edge was on top of Bryan. I'm pretty sure Daniel Bryan actually got pinned, not Edge.
That's
because he smashed him, stacked him, and pinned him.
That's so let's look it up right now. Let's see.
I think that's what happened. Well, that was 37, right?
Yeah. No, that was 36. That was 36.
Yeah, but no, I see the picture. Yeah, Edge is on top of Daniel Bryan.
Here's the picture.
That is awesome.
I wonder if you look on Wikipedia or something like that, who they have as
that couldn't have been. No, it was 37 because people are there.
You're right. My apologies. Yeah, we went to 38. Yes.
Yeah.
I was at 35. That's right. So yeah.
Yeah, 36 was COVID Mania.
Yeah. So yes, he didn't even get pinned there.
No,
Roman has never pinned him.
No.
So that, Edge is unstoppable right now. And here's another thing. Here's the thing. If you told me it was a regular match, then I would say yes. You're right. The odds are against him. But you say this, and yet Damian Priest still lost to every member has lost to Edge, and still with the whole Judgment Day on the side.
So now the more I think about it, I think Ray, AJ, and Beth are involved in this match. I think it's gonna have to be that.
AJ hasn't been on a pay-per-view in the last 3.
And the Judgment Day just damn near took his head off, and I think it's gonna be, if you come at the king, you best not miss, and you fucking missed.
Yeah. Here's the thing too. Rumors are going around that Triple H has big plans for Finn Balor. Big plans.
So maybe he does finally beat Edge, because I don't think Edge losing does anything to Edge. I don't think it hurts him at all.
It doesn't. Edge could have been losing. He lost a couple of times during this reign, and yet he didn't.
I agree. It wouldn't have mattered if he lost. We were just happy to see Edge.
We keep getting the teasing of AJ and Finn having a rivalry, which I know a lot of people want.
I think that would be great. The Pitbull versus the Demon.
I really want to see it at WrestleMania. I think we may get it. I don't know if we'll get it. I don't know if it'll be that long. We may get it beforehand, but there's been teasing, and they've been teasing it, and they keep teasing it. A Finn and AJ match. And I know a lot of people want that. Who did this guy? You know what I like to say? Give me what I want.
Yes, of course. So we're both going Edge, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we're both going Edge because I just don't see Edge. Like I said, I don't see Edge saying the words "I quit." It's not in his Edge. Edge is he'll never quit.
Yeah.
You'd have to put a gun to Beth's face, and he still might not quit.
He'd think about
it. He'd think about it. And then our final match we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is a typical NXT takeover card right here. 6 matches. Then you got the Brawling Brutes and a Donnybrook match. I'm calling
Joe Steeler.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a show stealer. I think it's just a big brawl. There's too much pieces going along. There's too many pieces in it to be a show stealer for me, I think. I think it's just a damn good match. There's a lot of pieces involved in it, but I think I'm gonna, I'm trusting you, Papa H. I'm trusting you right here to make the right decision, and I'm gonna say the Brawling Brutes win here. I'm gonna say the Brawling Brutes win here. I think that's the wise decision to make.
I think what happens, I I, I agree with you. So I agree Brawling Brutes are gonna win at Extreme Rules. I think the road happens Friday night. The match is interrupted. Imperium attacks the Brawling Brutes and then ends up attacking Sheamus because Sheamus gets close to winning the title from Gunther. He doesn't. It gets to a point where like Gunther's down, and then all of a sudden Imperium just rushes in and saves Gunther. Like, yeah, maybe not. It's close to losing, but Gunther's down and he's like reeling a little bit, and they interject, and then the Brawling Brutes, there's a brawl to end the show, and it carries into Extreme Rules, and then I think Brawling Brutes win, even though Sheamus doesn't beat Gunther.
Yeah, I think what happens here is if Brawling Brutes wins, this feud continues, and I think we possibly get War Games.
I need.
But if Imperium wins, I think the feud is over because it doesn't make sense to continue if they win again. This would be their second win. So I think I just think it wouldn't make any sense for them to continue, especially because let's be real here, there's no interference. Gunther will win this Friday,
Yeah.
And then they've just dominated the Brawling Brutes, so there's no need for it. Yeah, I'm going with Brawling Brutes.
Me too.
I'm going with Brawling Brutes and praying for a War Games match between them and Survivor Series because it makes the most sense. Mm-hmm. Oof, oof, oof. Oh man, that's something. Let's talk about Solo Sikoa.
So is that all the matches for Extreme Rules?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I love Solo. I thought he looked great on Friday.
He does. His spinning rock bottom is awesome.
It's called the spinning solo.
Yeah, it's spinning solo, but it's definitely a spinning rock bottom.
No, it's the rock bottom. Yeah,
100%. It actually looks better. It looks better than a rock.
I think it looks. It looks. I wouldn't even say better, but it looks more painful.
Yeah,
and it looks good, not even more painful. It looks more dominant. It looks more. It looks stronger.
Yeah, it looks strong. Yeah, well, because
he's swinging the dude around and then playing him, as opposed to just like.
Yeah, Rock has some dominant, cool looking rock bottoms, but he also has some that are just like, okay,
I mean, it's like the stunner as well. It's any move.
Well, I don't know. Stone Cold Steve Austin he put some pizzazz on the stunner, and then but Kevin Owens when he hits the stunner, it's just like.
You know what it is? It's the follow-up. It's not the move. It's the follow-up. Yeah, after Austin hits it, he does something fucking wild. KO just kind of wobbles his fat ass up. I love KO. I say that respectfully, but it's just not the same. And I don't think it should.
It isn't. It's, you know what? I agree with you because it's I think the sit-down powerbomb is the dumbest looking move. It's the weirdest looking move, but when Batista hits it, he hits it right.
Because it was back. Yes, that's what it was. It's the backwards roll through after that just sells it.
Yes, but when people sit down, when they do the sit down powerbomb and their legs are all wide and they just sit there, I'm like, that looks stupid.
Well, it's like every other pile driver doesn't look that great, but the tombstone looks fucking sick.
Yes, it does. Well, and this is why certain people make moves iconic.
Right, exactly. It's like everybody else does the super kick, but only Shawn Michaels did the sweet chin music.
Exactly, and oh god, how dare they disrespect. I love that some people are putting respect back on DDTs. Johnny Gargano's finishing move is a DDT.
Yeah.
One of Tommaso Ciampa's finishing moves is a DDT. Let's put some respect back on these moves here. A DDT could kill a man, Jake.
Yeah,
a DDT could kill a man.
Yeah, I mean Randy Orton, I feel like always did. Like one of his signatures was that apron, the hanging DDT.
Yeah, and like he put a little bit of respect on it, but it still wasn't that much. It was a little more respect, but it still wasn't because like it was just a move. Like you knew he was never gonna. It was just a build up. It was like a footnote
It
to a
was
build up
it
where
was a
Jake the
signature, one
Snake,
of the
yeah,
signatures.
where
Yeah.
Jake the Snake was legit pinning dudes with this thing. Like it was not and like I said, like I once DDT'd a man and thought I was going to jail afterward. Thought I killed him. Thought I killed him. I was like, oh, I'm going to jail.
Yeah, it's tough. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't, I can't really think of anything else I want to talk about. There hasn't been this
Oh,
week hasn't
I
been
have a
crazy.
So I didn't finish watching SmackDown. I just caught the highlights. I watched it because Hocus Pocus 2 came out. So Fred and I watched Hocus Pocus 2. But it's so sad that I knew what was going to happen. And then I said, all right, I'm going to go watch Hocus Pocus 2. So, um, you know, Austin Theory, and the Alpha Academy are jumping Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
And then Johnny Gargano comes out, and I was like, huh. Only Johnny? That's what Kevin's going to come out. They're in Toronto. They're in Canada. Yep. Kevin comes out, and then I go, Johnny's not in his clothes. That's weird. We're definitely getting a first 6-man tag match. That's just what we do. We're definitely getting one. So then I left and watched, and then when I looked on YouTube, that's just how we make. You know what I laugh at? How like I wonder if anyone ever thought about this. The unorganized showings. So let's say this: you have a weekly episodic TV show. You plan for your show because you want it to be a hit every week, right? If we were booking a show, you would plan for your show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would there be room for people to just walk up and be like, "You're talking trash about me? I'll see you in the ring. Let's have a match." You're like, "Sorry, I don't got room for that on the match. What are you talking about?" Like, so like, if this is supposed to be, it breaks kayfabe to have somebody walk up backstage and just be like, "You were talking like Drew and Austin Theory." He was like, "Me, you, ring now," and I'm like,
I don't get how that breaks kayfabe. I feel like that's just part of kayfabe. They've been doing that for fucking ever. That's not a new thing.
Well, the reason why I think it's like, if you really sit there and think about it, if I was putting on a show every week, would you just be sitting there going, a show that you're getting paid for every week, would you just be like, yeah, well, we'll just get there and see what happens, who wants to wrestle? Or would you have it planned out?
Well, no, they do have a planned out card, but there's only X amount of matches that are, planned out. And like in kayfabe, it's not a show that you're booking to fill for entertainment. In kayfabe, you're like, this is my card, and then, oh shit, this popped up, so I threw it out. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I get it. I just don't get how what you mean by it breaks kayfabe, but like, it is random and it's weird, but I don't know. I feel like.
Well, I guess, because kayfabe is the idea that we're looking at a show that's supposed to be real, correct? Is that what kayfabe is?
Yeah, that we're supposed to believe everything that's happening. Yeah, that these two just got in an argument and that they're gonna let him settle it in a match.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm saying is, we're both coaches. It's like, like if we have our match, like I'm trying to figure out, like, because like in wrestling, you do say, "Oh, you guys want an exhibition," but like most of the time, you're like, "No, you're not getting an exhibition. I want to go to fuck home." Like,
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like, "Oh, you guys are fighting." Yeah, well, like what would happen in the real world would be like, "All right, you guys arguing? Schedule for next week." Yeah, fill my card next week. You wouldn't be like, you'd be like, "Sorry guys, I got 3 other matches coming on, and I don't got room for it. We're only sliding for 2 hours. I don't know what you want from me." Maybe you'd like, maybe I'll give you a dark match, but like in real life, they wouldn't just argue in the background and just like, I let you just slide it out for 2 guys argue. It's like, what I'm saying is like I said, in real life, you slide out your show. So if somebody got in a fight backstage, they couldn't just make their way onto the card.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I get what you mean. I don't know.
To me, it's like, when I get what you're like. You're like, what I'm laughing is like, to me, it's like, which what we say, stop insulting my intelligence. To
I
me,
don't
it's
know.
like,
That's like insulting your intelligence. I feel like it's just like that's what they do. like they get into scramble and then like they go to the ring. I feel like that's just part of pro wrestling. I I don't know.
Except, well, they've been doing that forever. What I'm saying is like, I'm thinking at it this way: is like, if I was a promoter in real life, I wouldn't be like, yeah, like I would go into every show organized, prepared. I got to put asses in seats. These guys showed up for something, so I'd have matches planned out. If somebody came to me and was like, hey, boss, who's talking crap about me? I'm going out there to have a match. Like, go sit your ass down. Bianca's fighting Sonya Deville out there. That's slotted right now.
Oh, go sit your ass down. We need Bianca and Sonya. I know that was just an example you pulled.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. As I said that, I was like, I'd probably tell Bianca and Sonya to sit down.
To fuck off, because for that, 100%.
But probably say, you know what? I got a better match than you out there. But
well, it wasn't that random though, was it? Because
he just had. Like, Austin was talking trash about him, and Drew came around the corner, and they said, "I'll see you in the ring." He was like, "You, me, ring now," and I was like, all right. It's literally like all I can think. Shake it. The best way to put it is, to me, the best way to put it is, we have a match. You show up to wrestle Mohan, or Mohan. You have your match, and then you have your JBD match. You sat through. Then you have your match, and then 2 kids fitness crap on an exhibition. You're just like, oh, shut that up. Get on the bus.
Yeah, but like also think about it as like they scheduled Austin Theory for a promo, and that promo turned into a match instead.
Yeah, but like he was only getting 5 minutes for his promo.
The match wasn't that long.
I guess it's longer than
a promo, but like.
All right, I'm just saying in the real world, it wouldn't go down like that. They would just like. They'd be like, yeah, no, you'll wrestle next week.
Well, yeah, I guess I get what you mean. I just like, I guess I just feel like it's too nitpicky. It's almost kind of like, what are we talking about? It's what they do.
Listen,
it's what they do.
That's what they do. I'm not discouraging it. I'm laughing at it. I'm just like, I thought about it. It was just one of those things where I was like, I thought about it. And actually, people have been complaining about that for years, where they just meet up in the background and they're like, let's go fight.
Wow, that's weird. I never heard a complaint. I just think
you've never heard a complaint about people just saying, "Oh, you run in the backstage." It's like the ongoing joke where it's like they just been lazy, so they'll say, "Oh, you're talking about me," or "Who you look?" As Zach complains about all the time. I'm like, "Hey, you looked at me the wrong way. I'll see you in the ring." And it's like, yeah, they do that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's never going anywhere.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I you know why they probably do it? It's not probably, it is why they do it. It's the live factor. Because people don't expect to see those people wrestle, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, we get this match. Because otherwise it's like, that's why you go, because there's the expectation of something unexpected happening and you want to be there for it.
That's cool. Like I said, I don't really have a big issue with it. All I'm saying is I'm like, the way I just laugh because I'm thinking in logic here. If you have a scripted out show, you don't just make you don't allow random matches to interrupt your scripted show. That's all I'm saying. I don't care what they do. I don't bother me. I'm just saying, like I said, if you have a scripted show,
I would if it was better than what we were supposed to have. Like
no,
you know what I mean? Like, you use the example of Bianca and Sonya.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, sorry, ladies. It's not Bianca, it's not you, Sonya.
Let's be real here. But then again, I'm going to say Bianca puts more asses in seats than Drew.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, you wouldn't. You'd be like, and it's 2022, so now you're replacing a female match on the card, one of the few for a male match.
Okay, I mean, sure, if you want to do that, fine, but
yeah.
Let's be honest, are people paying to see Sonya Deville versus Bianca Belair in the main event, or are they paying to see Drew McIntyre versus whomever in the main event? It has nothing to do with gender, because it doesn't. It's 2022, well, no, right.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Sonya Deville fucking sucks, and I wouldn't pay money to see her do anything.
Yes, you know what's funny is I'm thinking about this card. And I'm like, I really would have to sit long and hard and think what match I'd rather see: Drew and Austin Theory, or Sonya Deville and Bianca Belair. And I'm like, I would really
Drew
have
and
to put
Austin
time in.
Theory 10 times out of 10. I
Well,
love
you like
Bianca, but I
Theory.
cannot stand Sonya Deville. I think I said it. Sonya Deville gave Bianca the worst match she's had in over a year. And it wasn't Bianca's fault.
We all know that.
That's
I do
what
like
I'm saying. She
Mhm.
sucks.
I do like her music, her entrance music.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Her character sucks. She's meh in the she's passable in the ring.
She was wearing her
Passable.
suit again. She's wearing her suit again on Friday, and I was like, why is she wearing her suit?
Because they don't know what to do with her. They clearly like her backstage, but that's it. Nobody outside of the company likes her. She's clearly liked and respected backstage because they keep trying with her.
I
But
want to
no
go back
one
to
gives
general
a fuck.
managers.
Huh?
I want to go back to general managers. I put her in a general manager spot. I thought she
She
was good.
sucked at that too.
I liked her as that.
Oh,
At first, I did.
yeah, because she was new. And then you realize she sucked. And you got over it. That's the
Well,
reason
no,
she's not in that role anymore, and Pierce still is. And Pierce
you
isn't
mean
great either.
you mean you mean Scrap Daddy?
Scrap Daddy, yes. Yes, I mean Scrap Daddy. That's exactly who I mean.
I I I just didn't like it when she
Remember
started
when
having
Roman
matches.
beat his ass, by the way? I'll never forget that ass whooping.
Neither will he. Neither will he.
Oh man.
That was Jesus, we've been talking for about an hour and 40
Almost
minutes.
2 hours, yeah.
An hour. Hello.
What's up? Hello.
How's it going?
Good yourself?
Good. I drank tonight.
All right. Well, hold on. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna wrap this up and then we can chat.
Heard that fun. Hi, YouTube.
Yeah. What were we talking about? I said, what were we talking about?
Romans beat the living hell out of Scrap Daddy.
Scrap Daddy, yeah. No, and it's just, and that was off of the heels of Sonya Deville sucks, and she does. And I get it because it is a draw to the LGBT community because she is very identifiable with that community.
Yes.
I just wish she didn't suck so much. That's all I'm gonna say. She sucks. They need a better face of that community, in my opinion. Because the last two they've had missed, Velveteen Dream and Sonya Deville, not great.
Well, Velveteen Dream wasn't even gay.
His character was
I thought
very
it was just
gay and
kinda,
flamboyant. Yeah.
well, I mean, I thought it was just like Goldust wasn't really gay. He was, well, yeah, he was. The character was gay, I guess.
Yes.
I just thought it was flamboyant. I didn't think he was gay.
Wow, you might have been one of the only ones.
Yeah. Well,
There was a
Dream
lot
was
of very mean comments.
well, here's the thing. Velveteen Dream missed because of his own backstage doings. He was actually a very entertaining character, and he was actually very good.
No, that's what
Dream.
I'm not saying it has anything to do with this character. I'm saying
Okay.
the two people that were most identifiable for that community have been. He wasn't terrible in the ring, but he sucked. Like as a person, he sucked.
As a person, I was gonna say he was like, I thought he was very entertaining. Like people got behind Velveteen Dream, but he made some really bad decisions.
Fucking psychopath.
I know. He's in jail now, isn't he, or something like that?
I don't. He was talking shit about everybody, and then everybody was like, "But what really happened, bro?" And then he was like, "I'm gonna head out now."
I heard he was. I heard he was filming people as in the
In the
bathroom.
locker, yeah, not good. And he also was had I believe it was pictures of underage individuals.
Yeah, I know he was sending his cock to girls. I think I had seen that.
And I'm pretty sure they were not 18 and over.
No, I believe they were 16.
Yeah, not good. Can't do that. Illegal, creepy, weird, disgusting. Thanks for that, buddy. But yeah, we can move on from that. In general, we got anything else we got to talk about, man? I think we're pretty.
No, I think we had a good one.
All right. Well, again, thanks to everybody that's hanging out. We love you guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.